It's 7 o'clock up in the morning, and we got the rankings for Tia. Yep, we got rankings for Tia. I already know what's gonna happen, y'all. We got Naga's rankings, and her rankings from Pride Wins tier list was not higher than Bunny Girls, and now also you can already see that Tia's is not higher than Bunny Girls as well. So I already know what's gonna happen, but I don't care. I mean, realistically, we all still know who's probably the better duo. I think most people actually now, especially since a lot of other YouTubers as well are saying that Naga and Tia are the better duo as well. A lot more people are saying Naga and Tia are the better duo, but I don't know if I don't think these are ranked individually. I think they consider them together and stuff like that. But let's take a look. Right, let's take a look. So I'm not gonna go through all this. Okay, I want to see some of their cons though, because I'm not gonna lie. Last time they did have an iffy con, in my opinion, for Naga, and they said the con was that she had the Pierce effect, right, as a supporter. And in my opinion, that's not really a con, more of a pro for her because she is a supporter, right? Her whole thing is, um, support, like attack supporting. So she's getting a Pierce. She's basically just helping out the team more with some damage, right? Because even still, as a supporter, she's hitting harder than most DPS versus 2 units, right? So it's really not a con for me and a lot of other people. But let's see, there's a lot of pros here. Let's see. So provides a unique damage buff, which is rarely diluted and usually stands as an independent multiplier. My goodness, not that I'm talking about whatever that was open. Grants independent shields every burst cycle, which allows the team to evade dangerous attacks over and over. And that's what I was saying with the survivability, right? In most cases, if you are getting one tap, it's usually from a skill that just hits you once and then boom. By having a shield that lasts for 10 seconds on every single Nikke, right? And then also, going back into the burst skill and having that again every single burst rotation, in my opinion, that helps her so much with survivability because boom, not only that, her shield specifically, and she has a taunt, but her shield specifically is like 35% of her max HP. That's crazy, right? So realistically, it's going to be hard for this character to die just with that alone. And then if it does go for anybody else, they have a shield that lasts for 10 seconds. These are not shields that last for 5 seconds like Blanc or or Senti. These are characters whose shields last for 10 seconds, right? And it's every burst rotation, which is crazy, right? Self-sustain thanks to multiple recovery skills, cover plus lifesteal alongside taunt to divert attacks away from the key units. And it is a taunt you can control, right? Unique re-enter burst stage 1 trait. I'm glad. I don't want to say I'm glad. I'm surprised they put that as a pro. I think they would have put that as a con, right? Somebody actually made a very good point. Actually, I didn't even go with the rank. So the rankings are double S in early and late story, triple S in boss solos, double S in boss ads, and an A in PvP, right? So yeah, but somebody made a good point, and they said they would consider Tia a burst 0 character because even if you consider a burst 1, you can't progress into the second stage unless you have another burst 1. So think of it as you use a burst 0, then burst 1, then burst 2, then burst 3. That was a good way to put it, right? She's a burst 0 unit, in my opinion, now that I've seen that actually. Assist her major pair Naga to activate dominant pair of the skills with ease. Yep. Can provide above average burst generation in campaign due to her being a rocket launcher that's sensitive to enemy distance. Very nice. Let's see your cons. Consistent taunt may be a blessing or a curse. It may be a threat. It may be a threat to her existence. So this is what okay, so if I made a pros and cons list as well, and I had like pro cons and pros or cons like 50-50, right? Because this in con, I don't know if this is okay. I guess you could put this in con because it says or a curse, but it's saying her consistent taunt may be a blessing, which would be a pro, or a curse, which would be a con. So it's either a pro or a con, that first part right there. But again, you can control the taunt technically. So like there's that as well. You have that option at least, but there definitely is there's times when you probably don't want the taunt on her because maybe she's still recovering cover HP, or you need her to just getting a couple more heals before she gets back to work, right? You can control her taunt realistically, but It could be a blessing or a curse, right? It could definitely could. If cover is destroyed, she loses the attack damage buff permanently. And I've been saying this in every single showcase I've done with what's her name? With Tia, right? The moment because the thing about Tia is she kind of controls the team, right? Because you're running her, another burst 1, and then you're running Naga. That's 3 out of 5 characters on the team, right? And these characters give massive attack buffs. So the moment you use her cover, her whole thing kind of just her whole kit is kind of like revolved around her having a cover up. So if it's destroyed, then boom, it's gone. Can be a manual heavy Nikke depending on the stage. Controlling the taunt, literally. Limited flexibility, as her best pair is Naga, who provides Tia with the best sustain through her consistent taunts. Less versatile than Bunny in general. Okay. You're forced into run a 2-1-2 formation due to a re-enter burst. So this is also something that in my pros and cons, I said this was either a pro or con. Some people might find this a con, some people might find this a pro. Me personally, I don't want to say it's a con, but I don't know if I would say it's okay. I don't want to say it's not a pro. Actually, I would say it's a pro. For me personally, the way I like playing Nikke, I would love to use this girl's burst skill and Litter's burst skill, or this girl's burst skill and another crazy burst 1's burst skill every burst rotation, especially with the mad DPS, right? If their whole thing, for me personally, right, if the schoolgirl's whole thing is damage supporting, and I can get more damage support with another burst 1 character and have that activate every burst skill rotation, me personally, of course I'm going to want that, right? Because regardless, 9 times out of 10, even if I'm running a 1-1-3 comp, which is 1 burst 1, 1 burst 2, and 3 burst 3s, that last burst 3 is probably Privity, which is just another supporter, basically. It's not a DPS, right? My third burst 3s is usually never a DPS. It's just a supporter that's a burst 3 to support my DPS. But obviously, I can use characters like Dorothy, I can use Litter, who's going to have, maybe more support, even better support than that burst 3 supporter. So it's really up to, again, it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Arguable, maybe, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. You guys let me know, because I know a lot of people do like the 2-1-2 comp, and a lot of people don't like it, right? I don't know, but I like it personally. I would love to use a 2 great burst 1 burst skill every rotation. Why wouldn't I? Imagine if you could run Litter and Dorothy and use their burst skills every rotation at the same time, both of them, right? I think people would like that, right? So that's just me with this character. With Naga being her best pair, she's only optimal. What? She only optimal works with units that can hit cores all time. That can hit cores all the time. With Naga being her best pair, she can only optimally work with the units that hit cores at all time. What do they mean by that? This is one I'm tripping on right here. With Naga being her best pair, so when, okay, she only optimally works with units that can hit cores all the time. So machine gun users, basically, probably snipers. But why though? That's what I don't understand. Let me read the review on that one. I couldn't figure that one out. Definitely let me know in the comments about that last one. I get it in terms of like characters who hit the cores, like I guess benefit from it much more. But why is it that she only optimally? Okay, never mind. I get it. I think. Okay. If I'm thinking of it correctly, she only. Okay, but they put only. I don't think I get it. Let me know down below in the comments about that last con there. I honestly, I can't wrap my head around that last one. But yeah, so here are the pros and cons for the character, right? I know a lot of people, again, are going to see these rankings and be like, bunny girls are better. A lot of people are still saying schoolgirls are better. It really depends on what you want, right? I think if you're looking for the damage supports, right, then obviously it's the schoolgirls, my bad, right? And it's like night and day, right? This is the like a lot of people's reasoning, in my opinion, too, right? So the thing is damage support and survivability support. In terms of damage support, I say this all the time. Schoolgirls are at the very top, and then bunny girls are just like average with it. Like compared to the schoolgirls, they're not even close when it comes to damage support. Right, like using the schoolgirls can take a character from like 0 damage to 100 million. Using the bunnies can take them from 0 damage to 50 million. Right, that's proven too. Right, so like I'm not saying the bunny girls are bad with their damage support. I'm just saying, especially compared to the schoolgirls, they're not even close. Now, in terms of survivability, that's where again it's not the same situation for the bunny girls. Right, in exactly with the exact comment I just made about the damage support and schoolgirls and bunnies, you're expecting me to say, oh, when it comes to like survivability support, the bunny girls are up here at the very top, and then the schoolgirls are average, but it's not the case, right? It's arguable in a lot of people's cases too, or a lot of people's eyes, it's definitely arguable. Who has the better survivability? I think honestly, here's how I see it. I don't know. I know it's so weird too, because it should be a simple question to answer, right? But it's like Blanc has the permanent healing basically, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic. And then she does have the shield when she does get I think it's 120 normal attack she needs. And then she also does have the indomitability for one ally, right? But in my, like, here's how I see it, right? Again, I don't think the indomitability really is going to, like, because unless you're dying, indomitability doesn't really do much, if that makes sense, right? Like, let's say I have Modernia and she has the indomitability on her. Technically, yes, Modernia can't die, but if she's not getting hit, right, I guess you just have the satisfaction of knowing that she's not going to be able to die that 10 seconds, right? And usually these characters do die from, like, massive blows, like one hit massive blows. The thing is, every burst skill rotation, everybody on the team has a shield, which nullifies an attack. So if the massive blow was to be that attack, right, it would just be nullified with the shield. Not to mention you have heals from both of them, or not both of them. You have heals from Naga. You have still the cover repair as well from a lot of these characters, right? Especially since you're forced to bring another verse 1, it's most likely going to be Litter, who can give you more of that, right? So I don't know. But you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous. I'm out, bro. Peace.